Grabe yung ilaw. Ang pangit ng ilaw dito. Okay, magandang hapon. Magandang umaga. Today, we just got off karambola, pero ang feeling ko is bitin yung discussion on the need for government criticism. Yung ibang feedback kasi doon sa radio program, regarding the criticisms thrown by Thinking Pinoy against an undersecretary of the PCOO, is indicative of yung mga natin, yung mga our problems with criticism na about how it is we can make government more effective. Bakit natin tinatalakay ito? Kasi merong isang nag-comment kanina na if you're against this particular government official, then you are against the president. It doesn't work that way. We are allowed to, ang publiko po ay ina-allow natin na mag-criticize sa ating Pangulo or sa ating gobyerno or any government official. In fact, the President himself believes that he is not immune from criticism. Anong sinasabi niya parati? If I'm doing something wrong, you tell me. Bakit siya napipikon sa Rappler? Napipikon siya sa Rappler because they are inventing things. That's a totally different thing altogether. Ang criticism kasi, kapag tayo, ganito yan government is run on the mandate of the people. Tayong nagbigay ng power sa ating mga government officials para mamuno sa atin. It isn't the other way around. They don't have power. We have the power and we lend it to them. We lend it to them so that they will do the jobs that we need them to do. That's why we pay them. That's why we put them in positions where they can change things. Pero hindi ibig sabihin na sila ang may power sa atin. So, we retain a measure of power. Nare-retain natin yung ating mandato na may say tayo sa gobyerno. And part of that is to exercise our free speech to criticize government. Pag kinikriticize natin ang gobyerno, it doesn't necessarily mean that we are against it. Totoo, merong mga nagka-criticize ng ating Pangulo, ng ating gobyerno, ng ating mga officials dahil asal sila and they don't want it to succeed. Pero merong nagka-criticize for exactly the opposite reason. So titignan ninyo, when we call out Thinking Pinoy or TP or RJ, whatever you want to call him, if you want to criticize, if you want to call him out, that is fine. But what he is doing is part of public service. Lahat tayo ganon. Lahat tayo kailangan may participation in government. Part of the participation for us is to support it. Nagbibigay tayo, nagdo-donate tayo ng oras, tumutulong tayo, etc. But criticism is also helping. Kasi nga, magsasabi tayo, wait, this isn't working. Hindi tama yung pag-andal ng gobyerno on this aspect. It is not serving the people, therefore, we need to have it changed. So, we criticize our officials, and there is nothing wrong with that. Okay? Should we get angry? Kung tayo naman ng public official, dapat ba tayong magalit? I think, because we're all human, oo, meron din magagalit. At wag din natin i-take against sa kanila kung nasasaktan sila o nagagalit, tao sila. Gayon pa man, we should respond appropriately doon sa criticism. Kunwari, sinabihan ako na, Attorney Trixie, hindi mo ginagawa yung ganito para kay Mocha. Titignan natin, una, mandato ba ni Mocha yon? Kailangan ba namin gawin yon? Two, kasama ba yon doon sa mission and vision ng ahensya? Kung pasok yung criticism, sino kami para magsabi na hindi dapat namin sundin yun o hindi dapat kami magresponde doon? Hindi ibig sabihin kapag, kunwari, hindi lahat kasi ng criticism tama. On the other hand, hindi lahat ng criticism mali din. So, kailangan kinikilatis lahat ng mga sinasabi tungkol sa ating mga public officials. Huwag nang masaktan at huwag nang hindi kailangan magkampihan. Yun lang ay opinion ko. Kasi kunwari, sinasabi natin, a certain, let's say, kahit ang presidente, Mr. President, huwag naman kayo masyadong palamura kasi medyo hindi nakaka-contribute dun sa messaging mo. May masama ba doon? May maano ba doon? We want the president to improve. Mahal na mahal natin siya. We think that he's doing a good job. But he is not immune from criticism, and I think that even the president knows that. So let's not mention names because this is not personal. we should just understand the role of government and the private sector at kung paano sila nagtutulungan. And sometimes, even if it doesn't feel like it, criticism is part of that helping hand. Like I said, minsan, yung mga political enemies, they will criticize, pero ang purpose nila is not to improve, but to take down somebody. Kailangan, alamin din natin kung ano yung purpose ng criticism na yon. So, if it is simply to improve government, bakit hindi tayo makikinig? Kung mali naman yung tao, pwede pa rin naman tayo mag-decide kung ano yung magiging response natin doon. So, walang kampihan ha, at walang wag niyong personalin din. Totoo, posibleng nagpe-personalan yung ibang mga tao, pero I think na because they are human, ibigay na rin natin sa kanila yon. But for us, dun sa mga hindi kasama dun sa alitan na yon, kung alitan ng tingin ninyo, we understand that the bigger context here is still public service. So, Cherry, example lang naman yung pagmumura. So, yung mga ganon, we should all, di ba, magkakasama tayo, magkakampi tayo, lahat tayo, Pilipino, lahat tayo, we want this government to succeed, we want this country to succeed, we want everybody to be uplifted. So, kailangan, kilatisin din natin kung ano yung i-invest natin ng emosyon natin. Magagalit ba tayo sa mga vloggers because they do this or that? Magagalit ba tayo sa mga government officials? Di ba nakakapagod yan? Hindi rin tayo, baka maubusan tayo. I have to understand that there are some things that we can look at objectively. At isa yon, we have to be able to be given a free hand to criticize our own government. But to criticize it with a greater end in view na gusto rin natin kasi ito mag-succeed. Okay? Yun lang po. It shouldn't be a fight. It should not be. And we should not take sides or get mad at each other or get mad at the people who are criticizing because they see something wrong. Diba? Yes, some of you don't like the critics because of personal matters, because they have also feelings. Diyos ko, tao tayo, hindi naman lahat tayo sweet and likable, di ba? Bigay na natin sa kanila yon. We don't have to like them, but we do have to look at what they're saying. Baka naman kasi tama. di ba? So, on both sides, tingin ko, trabahuhin na lang natin that certain things don't need to be invested with emotion. Hindi kailangan magalit, hindi kailangan magkampihan, at hindi kailangan mag-iyakan. But we also have to accept that criticism is always going to be a part of governance. Hindi natin pwedeng patahimikin lahat ng mga critics ng Pangulo o ng ating gobyerno, but we must be responsive to the real ones. Kailangan alam natin kung ano yung pagkakamali natin para makokorek natin. Nobody's perfect, nobody's always right. So, next, I wanted to, sabi ni Mon Luis, I'm angry but I can work it out. Parang LQ lang, no? Pero tama yun eh. We can get, nobody's saying that you can't get angry. Of course, we can get angry kasi minsan yung anger at saka yung emotion natin, fuel yun eh, para nakakaandar tayo. Kasi di ba kung deadma lang tayo, hindi lang tayo aandar. So some of us, we need to get angry para napupush natin yung isang agenda natin, napupush natin yung sarili natin to get off our butts and do something about it. So, and I'm not taking the middle ground because I know all of the parties involved here. It has nothing to do with it. But if I am criticized by my closest and dearest friends, then I understand that they are doing this because they love me. They're doing this because they want me to succeed. Yeah. Masakit man, syempre maasar din ako, di ba? Ganon. So, halimbawa, merong mga nagka-criticize kay Mocha. Some of them have good points. And we will always listen to the ones with good points. Pero kapag yung kini-criticize siya for something that she cannot change or cannot help, like her past, then yun talaga, hindi lang ko dededmahin, maiinis talaga ako sa ganon. And for some, di ba, sometimes then, we have differences. Kunwari, iba yung opinion ko sa federalism. Yung dami kasi nagsasabi dyan, kailangan i-discuss ang federalism. Sabi ni Mark Lopez, teka na-distract ako. Sabi ni Mark Lopez, I'm criticizing you, Attorney Trix, because hindi mo ako pinapansin. Oh, everybody, Mark Lopez is in the house. Love na love namin yan si Mark. Mwa. Oh, ayan, hindi mo na ako i-criticize. Kasi tama naman siya, hindi ko siya pinapansin kanina, nawala ka kagabi. Okay? So, ang isang ano dito, naku, nawala yung train of thought ko. So, but that is my point. Sometimes, hindi rin kayo mag-agree. Sometimes the critic will say one thing and hindi mo kaya talagang sundan for whatever reasons or for whatever factors. Hindi rin kailangan, kailangan pa bang i-workout? Kailangan bang i-settle? Hindi ba tayo pwedeng magkaiba tayo ng iniisip? Di ba pwede? Dapat pwede. Kasi nasa saligang batas natin na pwede. So, dapat pwede rin natin. And why can't we accept that? Di ba? Parang ano yan eh, pag may pinakasalan ka, when you have friends, it's like getting married. Iintindihin mo na this person has weaknesses and minsan aawayin ka. Minsan aawayin ka ng bongga. But, mahal mo pa rin. Diba? So ganun lang yun. Ano lang. And always understand that we're doing this, there's a greater purpose. There's a bigger world out there than our little social media clicks, di ba? It's not about that. It's about the country and you know, ang tagal nating walang ganitong klaseng presidente. We've never had this kind of president before. So let's not get bogged down into the details. Di ba? Yung mga ganun, kita mo, grabe, nakita ko bigla yung eye bags ko. Okay. And you know what, if people have egos that are hurt, kasi nakita ko yung ano ni nung isang comment about nasasaktan ng ego, sabi ni Hope Agudo, it isn't, you know, we also have to give it to people that they will get hurt. And we understand that people get hurt, people get angry, people get annoyed, and all that. We have to still, we have to understand that also. Diba? Sabi ni Jocelyn Stolem, I had a friend who keeps posting that she's against PRRD, so I wrote to her post, it's okay to post what you're feeling about the president kasi rights mo yan. Well, you are still my very sexy friend. Then we went for coffee and we met at our kids' school. See, pwedeng ganon. But sometimes we don't even have to be friends with our critics. Okay lang yon. And you know who I'm taking this example from? From the president himself. Kasi anong sinasabi niya? Feel free to rally, feel free to dissent, feel free to tell me if I am doing something wrong. And we have to do it that way because he's right. Diba? He is right in that. It has to be, we have to be free to, kasi wala lang kasi sa kultura natin eh, masyado tayong mabalat sibuyas. Pero, for example, sa United States, and I went to school there, and your friends will be really, really blunt with you. They'll say, ew, that's an awful dress. Diba? Tagal-tagal mo naghanda, ang ganda-ganda, feeling mo, ang ganda-ganda mo, tapos biglang sasabihan ka na, your makeup, yeah, it's too heavy, your dress sucks, you look fat. Merong movement for political correctness, but there is no room for political correctness between friends. So, yun. And, sabi ni Dante Mojica, you're the best blogger, very informative, fair, and just. We try, but I will not always be that I will not be perfect. And, you know, it's okay. It should be okay. It should be okay for us to make mistakes and not fear criticism. Ang dami-dami natin pagkakamali. Diyos ko, you won't get through life without making mistakes. And you have to accept sometimes that you make mistakes. Diba? So, ganun lang yan. Okay, magalit. No, it's a waste of emotion. And there's not enough time in this world for you to spend on being angry. Next. So I need some time also to discuss with you the statement of the Philippine Judges Association asking Chief Justice Sereno to resign. Sabi ni Jen, ayaw niya sa akin kasi masyadong mabait. Gaga. Kaibigan ko yan. Hindi, ayaw ko sa sarili ko right now kasi puyat na puyat ako. Tignan niyo yung eye bags. Grabe, oh. So, next, yung statement ng Philippine Judges Association asking the Chief Justice to resign. They said they were making it with as much love as they could muster for the Chief Justice and with an eye to the public good. Naiintindihan ko 'yon. And what concerns me more is that the Philippine Judges Association actually made a statement like that. You know why? It's dangerous. If you were worried about your own careers, it's not that easy to make a statement against a sitting justice, much less a sitting chief justice. Diba? But for them, they were compelled to to issue that statement and ask her to resign. Bakit? It's not easy, because they see that it is not doing the country any good for her to hold on to position. Ang gulo ng buhok ko. Bigla akong nagbagabag. The hanging on to position has led to a lot of uncertainty. A lot of time is being spent doon sa pagtutok doon sa kaso, sa pag criticize nito, and of course she has had to take a leave, and the other justices have to deal with the issue of what to do with the Chief Justice whose qualifications and integrity are now called into question. Bakit mahalaga ito sa mga justices? Ganito po kasi yon. The judiciary is the only branch of government that relies primarily on trust. So what does this mean? When you trust, the executive, sabi nila, holds the sword. Kasi ito ang nag-execute ng batas, ito yung in charge ng armed forces, ng police forces, ng peace and order. So it holds the sword. The legislature holds the purse strings, the purse. And what do? The legislature allocates money. So yun yung strength niya. The judiciary determines issues. So dahil nagde-determine ng issues ang judiciary, and it settles disputes, it settles controversies, it makes decisions on people's rights, and in fact makes limitations on powers of the other branches of government. But it is the weakest because it has no army and it has no money. It has nothing that we normally derive strength from. What it has is the trust of the people. Ano ibig sabihin nitong trust of the people? The trust is what we trust the judiciary to answer. We trust the judiciary to decide these issues with fairness, with impartiality, and in accordance with predictable things like rules and laws and logic and reason. So they have no other weapons. So because it relies primarily on the trust that we place in the judiciary, it is necessary that we trust the people who dispense justice. It is necessary for us to be able to trust the institutions, and institutions are run by people. So it is important for the justices to deal with this issue. Why do I say deal with this issue? Not to compel, and I'm not saying that the justices should compel Chief Justice to resign. No, but they must deal with the issue. Because the longer the issue is left unattended, then the longer the trust in the judiciary erodes. Tignan nyo yung nangyari sa DOH. Merong effect na hindi nagpapabakuna ang ibang mga tao dahil nawalan sila ng tiwala dun sa mga nag-administer ng vaccines, and which is a very, very dangerous thing. If people cannot trust the courts to settle issues, people tend to take their law into their own hands. And that is a very dangerous thing. So, yun. We need, the justices have to deal with it. That is why they are taking, in a way, they haven't taken take note, hindi pa nagdi-decide ang Korte Suprema kung may merito yung petition ng Solicitor General on the quo warranto. They are just asking Chief Justice Sereno to answer kung ano yung nasa petition. Magde-decide pa yung Korte later on kung they will take cognizance of the case. Tapos, pero, nakikita natin that they did not dismiss it outright. Bakit hindi nila dinismiss outright? Precisely because they are worried about the erosion of the trust of the people in the judicial system. Sabi ni Romeo, tough love ang constructive criticism even with my personal friends, loved ones, and co-workers. I receive them and it is good if you listen and can improve because wisdom doesn't come from perfection but instead it comes from learning your mistakes and flaws. Okay. Sabi ni Brenda Green, how can Sereno work if her colleagues do not trust her? Even more importantly, if her colleagues if the public loses trust in the institution. So it isn't about the people themselves, it's about the institution. Sabi ni Renka Domingo, di ba pwede ma-check at maging accountable din yung mga nag-approve kay Sereno starting wala siyang salin. Obviously, it was politically manipulated during Aquino. Well, you're going to have to look at the Judicial and Bar Council and at the former president. Pero, we have to decide kung ano yung goal dito. Are we here to correct the system? Because part of the system is accountability, and that is correct. I agree with what you're saying that perhaps people have to be made accountable for it. But I think it is more important to correct how it is that it got to that point. Sabi ni Jane, thank you Jane. Sabi ni Erica Corpus, good morning. Sabi ni Gerald, kung hindi sumagot si Sereno sa 10 days na binigay ng Supreme Court, anong posibleng action na gagawin ng mga justices against her? Well, first, they can refuse to take cognizance of the case. They can dismiss it. But it will be based solely on the petition. In other words, magagawa sila ng decision based on kung ano yung nasa petition, hindi na sila i-consider yung side ng kabila. So, marami pa rin pwedeng mangyari. The justices can look at the petitions and say, mali ito, walang co-warranto na available dito, na co-warranto will not lie. Pwede nilang sabihin na, this is correct, and we will decide the case on the merits. So, yun lang. We cannot say right now if the justices, no matter how they're, what they are showing or what we think they are showing, kasi it's not necessarily that the justices are showing, kasi umaabot yung mga reports sa atin. Maabot ang reports sa atin about what they're supposed to have talked about, supposed to have discussed, etc. But I'm not sure if that can be confirmed like with finality, as in it's a factual matter. But even if we understand that the justices are very, very concerned about yung their colleague, we still will not be able to predict based on that kung ano yung magiging outcome ng decision nila. Bakit? Kasi nga, they also need to decide on something that is predictable. Law, like we said earlier, law, which is the statutes, those are the Republic Acts, yung mga ganon, presidential decrees, etc. Jurisprudence, which is also part of the law, and reason, and logic, and evidence. So, kailangan, they still have to decide along those lines. Ngayon, if it is impossible to make the co-warranto lie or to apply a co-warranto relief on Justice Sereno, then even the justices will have to make the difficult decision of dismissing the case. That is still possible, ha? So, huwag tayong makakampante that the justices are going to decide in this manner. They still have to apply those things, law, jurisprudence, reason, logic. That is why mahalaga po yung statement ng Judges Association. mahalaga yung statement nila because they are talking about giving her a way out, giving her the opportunity, reminding her that the opportunity to resign is still there. And it is not just for the public's good, but also for her own. Kasi nga, sumasama ang lagay niya. People feel bad about her considering that there is already this impression. Ngayon, tandaan din natin, one of the reasons Justice Sereno is staying in position is because she is also worried about certain things. One, open na siya. Once she steps down from the Supreme Court, wala siyang immunity. She can be charged criminally. There are little things that she can be charged for. Things like perjury. If she lied about having submitted SAL-Ns or if she lied about having qualifications to be justice. So may mga ganon. So we have to understand her hesitation in resigning or leaving the court. Why am I asking for understanding? Kasi we cannot say that she's a bad person, but we can say that she's acting against the public interest. I'd like to think more along those terms na kinakalimutan na baka nakakalimutan na niya na mas importante ang publiko at yung interest ng bayan kaysa dun sa kanyang pansariling interest o yung sa mga concerns niya about her place in history. Kasi alam ko nahihiya siya at the idea that she will have to be to resign and to be resigning under these circumstances. Kasi kung na-predict lang niya na aabot sa ganito, I'm sure she would have resigned a lot earlier and spared herself the humiliation or the perceived humiliation. Sabi ni Emily, pwede ba yung makipagkita isang justice sa isang senador na nag-handle ng impeachment ni Sereno? It looks bad. Yes, it does. But it does not necessarily mean that it is illegal. It calls into question the integrity of both the senator and the justice who met, but I am sure if they can provide with an explanation that is both legal and reasonable, then there shouldn't be an issue about that. Albert, ano yung I don't think so? Hindi ko yata nakita yun. Sabi ni Cruz, Attorney Max, JBC should be penalized for this mess or somebody should be accountable. I agree, because it fulfills also our need for revenge. But I really don't, for me, it's not necessary. I would rather fix the system. Siguro, in a way, make them accountable, possibly with a reprimand, but criminal liability, I disagree. Kasi part of it is because there is cultural conditioning to obey a higher authority. And sometimes we obey a higher authority even if they're not giving us orders. Diba? Yung mga tipong, and I know this firsthand, that there are some judges who decide on cases or some administrative officers who take into consideration who is in front of them rather than what they had done. So, it happens. Sabi ni Carolina, first-time Chief Justice Sereno disliked and maybe a little bit hated by kapwa justices and employees sa SC. She's not fit enough now to lead, kaya better resign. But the lawbreaker too, one is her property in Davao City did not put in her SAL-N by herself. Also the other property, I'm not aware of property that she had not put into the SAL-N. In fact, I'm more concerned with the fact of the missing SAL-Ns because precisely we have no idea about the extent of her holdings. There is an issue na dinidiscuss dito sa social media is whether she actually filed her SAL-Ns and they are missing or she didn't file SAL-Ns at all. For me kasi, if they're missing, then it is her obligation to produce the missing ones because you're supposed to have a copy of your own SAL-Ns. Now, let's say your records are missing. It seems just too much of an amazing coincidence that all three institutions that are charged with keeping your SAL-Ns all do not have your SAL-N. So, and yes, that can be taken against you. Sabi ni Kay, Felix Pahela, na panood daw niya yung live FB ng News 5. Kwento mo naman. Sabi ni Dante, is it possible for the CJ to go to jail? There's no criminal offense yet that I can see except for the possible tax evasion that yung sinasabi po ng BIR. Sabi ni Carol Maroon Cristobal, as part of fixing the system, dapat yung mga sorority posse ni Sereno matanggal din. I think some of them are coterminous. So, the ones that she hired as confidential employees, of course, they will be automatically, when she leaves, they're also terminated. Sabi ni Sean Bacara, will the call hold water yung sa SCPO po today? What do you mean hold water? It's not a case. So, I think it's significant because these are the judges and this is a big, like I said, it's a big deal for them to ask their own boss to resign. Diba? I'm also concerned about the feelings, not the feelings, but the thoughts of the employees of the judiciary because these are also the people that the Chief Justice leads. Alam ko yung mga concerns ng ibang mga employees, the administrative matters that are left in the hands of the Chief Justice apparently have not been addressed sufficiently. Meaning, things like benefits and other concerns of the employees have not been addressed. So, malaking bagay na. Sabi ni RJ, nanonood si RJ, batiin nyo naman. Pag nag-declare pro Duterte na ba si Sereno, pwede nang ibasura yung kaso niya? Haha. Good luck with that. But I know that's a rhetorical question, RJ. So, ang sasabihin ko lang is that it's not highly likely kasi hindi pa rin mapupuno yung missing salience niya ng declaration niya na pro-Duterte siya. Sineryoso ko talaga yung tanong ni RJ. Sabi ni Benedict, once Sereno loses the CJ post, pwede bang i-override ng susunod na acting CJ yung mga decision niya? No. The cases that she had decided on are not going to be affected by her removal, even if her removal is due to a lack of qualifications. She is considered what we call a de facto officer, and hindi rin niya kailangan magsoli ng kanyang mga sweldo at mga benepisyo. But, yung benefits niya as a retiree, baka may problema po yan. Yung mga nagtatanong, aabot po ba sa impeachment? Well, wala po akong bolang kristal. We need to see what happens dito sa kuwaran to. So, sabi ni Jane Marie Torres, rhetorical. Bakit? Mahaba bang word yun? Sabi ni Sean, huwag niya nang uratin si RJ. Galit na yun. Ano na yan? Patulugin niyo na yan. Nasagot na yung tanong niya. Sabi ni JC Crook, what would be the best and worst possible thing that could happen to si J Sereno? Ayun nga, she will be removed from office and she's now open to other cases, particularly criminal and civil cases. Sabi ni Archie, mahal niya si Digong. All you need is love, diba? Or sometimes love just ain't enough. Tingin ko, it's the second one. Pero kailangan kantahin mo yan sa karaoke bukas. So ayun, ano pang yung mga tanong ninyo? Yung mga busit sa akin dyan na nang-uurat sa akin dun sa, sa mga comments, good luck. Talagang hindi ko kayo pinapansin. Sabi ni Cruz, Attorney Max, alam mo, babasahin ko lang ito dahil kay RJ. Pag nag-declare si Sereno na, oh my God, I love Digong, pwede na ba siya maging USEC? Joke. Grabe, ang influential talaga ni RJ, sabi ni Ralph, wala pa namang criminal case against Sereno sa Senate Court pag na-impeach siya, di ba? Wala pa, kasi hindi naman pwede pa mag-criminal case dahil may immunity nga po siya. Sabi ni Dennis Ibay, I think it will not go to impeachment. She'll resign, watching from Chicago. Opo. Well, I hope so because it saves us a lot of time and grief. Sabi ni Sean, sigurado may tug of war sa Senado at SC. May mambabackdoor na dyan. Sabi niya, ayan. Walang iya talaga kayo. Okay. So, ano pa? Ano pang tanong? Or yung mga nang-uurat dyan? Andyan si RJ habang habang nandyan si RJ. asarin nyo na with your I love Digong posts. Sabi ni Bono, I love Digong so much that if he dies, I want us to be buried with him para lahat na lang ng against sa kanya can Diyos ko naman. Tinatanong ni Jen, Andy Bautista, anong i-discuss kay Andy Bautista other than the fact that I think he should be shopping for wheelchairs? Sabi ni Doc Ethel Pineda na yung declaration niya na meron siyang problema sa heart needs to be proven, and I agree. Sabi ni Joyce Colendrino, akala ko fake account yung RJ Nieto dyan. Bakit niya naman kung ganyan mang urat, hindi siya fake account. Sabi ni RJ, pwede bang gumawa ng bagong posisyon? Secretary of the Department of the Golf Fans Club. Pati ko mahulog yung phone. Siraulo ka talaga kahit kailan, RJ. Sabi ni Brian Castillo, if mapatalsik man po si J Serenos, sino ang posibleng i-appoint ni Presidente Duterte na kapalit niya? Alam mo, wala akong bolang kristal na gano'n. Wala pa kasi tayong naririnig. So, pero, of course, pag lumabas ang rumors, ipagdi-discuss na natin. Sabi ni Jen, apply daw siya dun sa bagong department. Qualified ka, Jen. Sabi ni Ruth, TP, lagi mo na rin i-hashtag ang I love Digong. Kayo talaga. Ang sama nyo. Anong pinag-usapan lang natin kanina? Criticism is important. Criticism helps us make the government better. Tapos nagaganyan kayo. Iba yung criticism dun sa sa inaasar nyo na. Sabi ni Sean, ang lagay niyan, inaantok pa si RJ. Oy, patulugin nyo na si RJ. At makikipaglamay pa yata yan mamayang gabi. Sabi ni Kidus, pakal naman ng attention ng DSWD about BHWD na 1,000 lang sahod ng isang buwan. We will see, hindi ko pa alam yan. We have to vet your information. Sabi ni Terry, criticism is different from mockery. Good point po yan. Para, tandaan niyo for purposes of the libel laws, mockery might not be considered libel if there is no malice. Alam mo kung bakit? Kasi minsan, di ba, yung mga parodies, yung mga there's certain creative ways of criticizing. So, sometimes, those will fall into that. Pero, I agree na naintindihan ko din yung sentimiento nyo. Sabi ni Jane, pansin ko mamaya si RJ dahil ba sa sarsyado. Uy, nagluto na ba si RJ ng sarsyado? Hindi ko yata ito napanood. Tinatanong ni Mark, when will federalism parliamentary be a topic in Carambola? By polls, people seem to favor parliamentary, not presidential. You know what my problem with discussing parliamentaries? Hindi pa natin nakikita yung proposal. You want to discuss parliamentary? Ang dami-daming forms of parliamentary. What are you going to discuss? The pros and cons of which version of parliamentary or federalist systems? There is no point in discussing it if we don't see the proposal with specifics attached to it. Bakit nyo kami pinipilit mag-discuss ng something that is so broad and might be a complete waste of time? Let's see what the Constitutional Commission comes up with first, and then let's discuss the proposal. Not federalism or parliamentary is a generic topic. It might not apply to the Philippine setting and might not even be in consideration. Sabi ni RJ, alam ko na, pag nasibak si Sereno, tulungan na lang niya si Legarda, Angara at Drilon. Bakit si Drilon? Teka muna. Sabi ni Charlie, anong chance ng impeachment pag nakarating sa Senado? Ilang numbers kailangan? 7. More or less, ha? Give or take, depending on the decision on to count of 24 or 23 senators. 23 or 22 senators. Sabi ni Christopher, pakipaliwanagan si Trillanes, ano ang kuwaran to? Sabi niya, bawal daw yon, ginawa ni Solgen Calida. Alam niyo naman to. Sabi ni RJ, lampuning is fair comment, agree. Sabi ni Christopher, yun nga, i-explain ka no, sabi daw ni Trillanes, mali daw yung ginawa ni Solgen. Kayo naman, nakikinig kayo kay Trillanes, napakagaling-galing niya sa batas. He is specially trained to make commentary on the law. Sabi ni Ralph Cocacho, the difference now is walang nangingialam from the executive department, unlike what happened to CJ Corona. Di ba nung panahon ng Pinoy, meron siyang boy driver na nagdadala ng mga senador sa Malacanang, according to Senator Bong Revilla, nung sinampahan siya ng kaso. Oo nga alam mo naman ang Pangulo natin, si Tatay Dino. Sa tingin niya, nakita niya ba si Tatay Dino nakikialam in this way? Sa ano? Hindi Hindi ko nakikita Sabi ni Imelda, di ba pwedeng iparating sa kinauukulan ng criticism para maging official? Baka pwedeng i-present sa boss ni Badoy. Sabi ni, I think, inofficial ni RJ yan kasi nag-EFOI siya. Sabi ni Joyce, is there mockery without malice? Yes, of course. And, unang-una, there is a difference between the legal form of malice and the ordinary form of malice. Malice in the law means that you have knowledge of the falsity or you're destroying a person for no public reason, no public good. So, iba yung malice na may mali siya talaga, di ba? Ang dami natin sinasabi na patay mali siya o may mali siya. Iba yon, iba yung mali siya as defined by the law in order for something to qualify as libel. So, yung sinasabi na mockery is fair comment, that is actually correct. Ganito yung rule Free speech is the rule. And when we make restrictions on free speech, we have to be very strict about the limitations. Kasi nga, dapat free speech ang rule. So, we don't allow libel because ang libel either is a malicious imputation of a crime, vice, or defect. The malice here means that you are destroying a person for no public reason. You're making imputations na wala namang purpose other than sirain mo yung tao. When it is a public official, hindi natin pinipresume yung malice kasi nga, all criticism of public officials is presumed to be without malice because they put themselves out there. Unang-una, like when you climb up on a pedestal, you're a fair target to any arrows that go your way. At saka madali kang targetin. Second, because you are precisely that, working for the public, the criticism is usually valid even if we don't presume malice because dapat it is required for us to criticize our public officials so that when they're doing something wrong, they can correct themselves. It's a self-correcting mechanism. Free speech allows us to correct government and check abuses and check the excesses of our public officials, or correct the certain things na kulang. So, yes, that is why I'm saying mockery is fair comment. But, let's get to the heart of it. Criticism is allowed in any form of our public officials. Unless yun nga, walang public good na lalabas dun sa ginagawa ng tao. Okay? Am I taking TP's side on this? I am taking the side of free speech and the requirement to criticize our government officials. But I do take the stand that we don't need to get personal about it, either as a critic or as the target of such criticism. Okay? Sabi ni RJ, wala daw impeachment trial na matutuloy, and that's from his sources. Sabi ni Beach, sasabihin ni Reza ng Rappler na trolls daw mga DDS supporters, mag-live din daw si Pia Ranyata. Okay, sige. Sabi ni Carol, Senate is still hearing the 6.4 million shabu system. Ano pa ba ang dapat pag-usapan dito? I agree, kasi na-file na yung mga kaso, pinag-uusapan pa rin nila. I don't know. Siguro, para diinan pa si Nick. Wala, tuntua sila masyado kay Nick Sabi ni Jen, I'm for Tatay Digong to get a psych test kasi ang bait-bait niya sa mga tipo ni Trillanes at lahat ng mga galit sa kanya. Sabi ni Ken, bakit in every issue kinukunan ng opinion palagi ng TradMed sina Delima, Trillanes, Bahama Aquino, ba't hindi kinukunan ng side ng pro-admin? Kasi panalo na tayo kung ganun. Sabi ni Zaida, pero sabi ni Serenos sa press con niya with foreign counterparts na she thinks so daw na the president is behind their issues. Baka hindi ko lang narinig ng tama. You know what? She can say that the president is behind her issues as much as she wants. Doesn't make it true. And, hello, Noynoy was behind the removal of Justice Corona, and he actually admitted that in so many words, di ba? He kept saying that Justice Corona had to go. If it's going to be an issue, if Justice Sereno wants to make an issue out of the President of the Republic being behind her ouster, then I think that sword cuts both ways. Sabi ni Vida, I'm late. Death penalty naman ang ano na po ang ginagawa ng gobyerno? What do you mean, ano na po? They tried to pass the bill, it didn't get through. So, if you're asking ano na po nangyari because you want a certain outcome, that's not how it works when you're trying to create a law. There are two outcomes when you propose a bill. One, it gets passed. Two, it doesn't. And if it doesn't get passed, ayun. Sabi ni RJ, bakit ko parating binabasa yung kay RJ? Kasi nakakatawag pansin Open invitation. Kung masibak si Sereno, pwede siyang co-host ng #Cooking Pinoy. Magluluto kami ng wellness sandwich. Does it... But I thought you were going to serve her humble pie. Sabi ni Phil Montero, PRRD's master in the art of war, kaya ganun ang mga decision niya. It's good when you underestimate him. Yes, but I also disagree with saying that lahat yan pakana ng presidente, magaling yung presidente, he saw this 3 or 5 steps ahead, etc. Let's not give him godlike powers. He isn't God, but he is certainly a very good leader. Sabi ni Joyce, thanks for the clarification. Ay nako Joyce, I love you. Sabi ni Lian Ikamu, is there a chance na mag-out ang Philippines sa UN? There's always a chance. But the President has not articulated that policy yet. And remember, executive ang nagde-decide ng international relations, treaties, etc. They're set by the executive. Sabi ni Edith, I don't have a question, but I want you to know my day is not complete without watching Karambola. Huwag po kayo magsasawa. I find your show very informative and entertaining. It keeps me updated on what's going on in the country. Sabi ni Dex, paano yung ginagawa ni Drew Olivar? Anong ginagawa ni Drew Olivar? Nang kukulam? Uy, legal yun. Freedom of religion. Sabi ni Phil, if the impeachment court finds Sereno guilty, is Sereno automatically to become disbarred? No, that's a separate proceeding. Sabi ni Christopher, bakit ayaw kami pakinggan ng mga senador at Congress? Akala ko ba kaming masang Pilipinong sinusunod nila? Alam nyo, yung ibang mga tao, once, kailangan lang nila kayo pagkabutuhan na. Tapos, pagkatapos na yung boto, thank you, tapos tuloy-tuloy na sila on their own. Sabi ni Imelda, Carino brutal, ang tawag dun sa mockery, hindi naman tulad ni Trillanos na kung tumira, serious. Kayo naman. Ay, rin ako, sa March 15, may hearing na naman doon sa NFA. Hindi ko maintindihan kung ano yung hinihearing pa ng Senado. This morning kasi lumabas sa Star na less than 2 days na po ang laman ng mga warehouse sa NFA, ng NFA rice. At sa June pa po, dadating yung shipment na inauthorize ng presidenteng i-import. Bakit sa June pa? Kasi yon ang sinabi ng council. Bakit nagpapahiring ang Senado? Para gagawin nilang kasalanan lahat ito ni Jason Aquino. Simple lang yan. And you don't have to believe me. All you have to do is ask the NFA for the records of the last board meeting. Wala silang ibibigay sa'yo kasi sinabi ni Cabsec, who is the head of the National Food Authorities Council or the National Food Council, na wag i-release. Diba? Sabi ni RJ, di kunin nila side ng pro-government officials, wag lang sana yung secure. Ay, grabe ka, RJ! Sabi ni Mar Rojas, he admitted cheated. Does it make a difference? Nanalo naman daw sila. Yes, of course, it makes a difference. Maghintay lang po tayo, sabi ni Michael Mijares. Tayong lahat papunta tayo sa pag-unlad kasi masipag ang ating Pangulo. I like that. Sabi ni Anne, I want to meet Sereno in person. I have several things I want to discuss with her. Discuss, ha? Sabi ni Len, maapektuhan po ba ang mga previous judgments ng Supreme Court? Ulit-ulitin ko, there are 2 things that will not be affected. One, she will get to keep her salaries. Bakit? Kasi she's a de facto officer at wala naman siyang inagawa ng ibang tao dun sa posisyon. Long story, medyo maano ba. But No, she will not return salaries, and no, her removal from office, even if it is due to a lack of qualifications, will not affect any of the decisions he had already made as Justice of the Supreme Court. Will it affect certain administrative processes and decisions? No, but they can be changed now with a new Chief Justice or with the new en banc decision. Sabi ni Ying, ma'am, naghunting ka na ba? Ying, wag mo akong kulitin. RJ, magluluto kami sa Cooking Pinoy ni soon-to-be ex si J Serenos ng nilagang mani. Pampataas ng IQ. I hate you, RJ. Grabe ka. Ano pa bang brain food? Tama ka, no? Baka nilagang mani lang. Dapat lagyan, gusto ko yung ano ba yun? Pinirito para may bawang. Pangtanggal ng aswang. Sabi ni Len Tolentino, maapektuhan po ba? Kulit nyo, ha? Ilang beses ko nang sinagot yung tanong. For the last time, no, CJ Serenos' removal from the court will not affect any of the decisions she made on any Supreme Court decisions in which she participated in, or even if she was the ponensya. No, it will not. No, nada. Ulitin ko, no, it will not. Okay? Hindi rin siya magsasoli ng sweldo. No, hindi siya magsasoli ng sweldo. De facto po siya. Hindi maaapektuhan ng decisions. Hindi siya magsasoli ng sweldo. Please, reiterate, share this video para hindi nyo na ako kinukulit araw-araw kung magsusoli siya ng sweldo. At saka dun sa mga nagsasabing wag kang pikon, bakit ba? Pikon ako eh. Sabi ni Monica, pag natanggal ba si Sereno as CJ through co-warranto, pwede ba siyang bumalik as Associate Justice of the Supreme Court? If she goes through the JBC again, I doubt it. Kasi removed siya for cause eh. Sabi ni Anne, promise attorney, I will be fair. Want to talk to her. Sagot ko ng food. Hindi po ako kasi appointment secretary niya eh. Sabi ni Chick, ma'am, bakit po natuloy ang barangay elections? Sobrang advance ang ginawang preparation ng COMELEC for the elections despite na ayaw patuloy ni President Duterte. The President cannot order any elections to be deferred without a law. Walang batas po. So, yun. Kaya tuloy siya. Sabi ni RJ, oh my God, Sereno is on live right now responding to call for resignation. GGSS, te. Ano yan, gandang-ganda sa sarili, te. Di daw magre-resign because she loves the judiciary. I hope somebody tells her that the judges and the other justices and the court employees, they don't reciprocate her feelings. Sabi ni Jefferson Aquino, how much of is the difference of NFA rice to minimum commercial rice? There's something like, kasi dapat 37 pesos more or less, or 39 pesos ang NFA rice. Last time I looked, yung average was about 55 pesos. Ang cheapest na non-NFA rice was already at 47 pesos. Sabi ni Elizabeth, I like you pag naiirita ka. Kayo talaga? Sinasadya niyo ba yan? Kaya ba tanong kayo ng tanong kung tungkol kay Trillanes para iritahin ako? Sabi ni Neil, mani, soya, itlog. Ay, yung edamame, soya pala. Uy, RJ, yung kinakain natin dun sa sa Japanese restaurant na edamame, pampatalino pala yun. Kita mo, ang dami kong kinakain. Itlog, red meat, or other brain food. Sabi ni Neil. Sabi ni Rita, Ishikawa, removal yun kaya hindi na siguro siya makakabalik. Very good. Thank you, Rita. Sabi ni Gina M. Flores, baka gusto ng taong bayan isoli ni Sereno ang mga sinusweldo niya dahil isa siya sa She doesn't have to though. Sabi ni Len, I missed your point sa karambola regarding the UN head telling the president should take a psych test. Kasi medyo na yan you represent an institution and you cannot forward the agenda of your country or your, kung ganon. You have to act in accordance with your institution. Sabi ni Gina Lynn, I hope you tell your followers to share your live about the Boracay Rehab. Paki-share yung live ko sa Boracay Rehab. Nasa YouTube. Last two questions. Sabi ni Carmina, if Serena resigned, who will take her spot? Wala pa. The president will appoint, of course, and it will be subject to the usual processes. JBC pa muna uli. Sabi ni Vin, personal question, if Mayor or President Duterte taps you to join his administration at some point, okay lang ba sa inyo? I don't know. Depende sa pag-uusapan namin ng Pangulo yon. So, sabi ni RJ, sabi ng supporters ni Sereno, God is on her side. Nakaka-stress yung mga eksenang nagsasabing God is on your side na tipong si God ang nag-text. Agree. Yung mga nagsasabing God is on their side, ibig sabihin pala, God takes sides. Paano yun? Imelda Sanggalang says, Inquirer posted news that three justices pressured the court organizations to come out with a manifesto and to wear red. You know, it's not that easy to pressure judges. Seriously. Sabi ni Beach, I do hope if Sereno will be removed or resigned, maging mabilis ng electoral protest ni BBM. Ako din. We have to find out one way or another kung ano nangyari doon. One more question. Sabi ni Leonora Quines, nagagandahan daw siya sa akin. Sabi ko kahit may eye bags. Hindi po, telepono ko po yan. Ang ganda-ganda ng phone ko. John Sebastian says, are you willing to replace Sereno if the president appoints you? No, definitely not. Because it might not look good on the president na yung katulad kung makasalanan ay malalagay sa ganung klaseng posisyon. No. Sabi ni Ro, sana po favor kayo sa marriage equality bill. Oo, pabor ako doon. We'll discuss that at another live. In the meantime, ang daming nangyayari. Kailangan i-monitor natin yung God's appointed one na si Justice Sereno kung naka-live siya ngayon. Last question. Sabi ni Nelson Tando, ang ganda-ganda ng phone mo, Attorney Trix. Yun ang tamang Yun ang tamang reaction. Maraming salamat po. O, dun sa mga hindi pa po nag-share, sabi ni Yuying, why not attorney qualified ka at di ka bias? Hindi siguro ako qualified. Like I said, marami akong kasalanan, marami akong pagkakamali, and yung mga ganitong ginagawa natin para sa publiko ay ginagawa natin siguro para penance. Ganun. So, sabi ni Christine, okay, ito magandang tanong. Attorney Trix, will JBC still do clustering of nominees? Hindi naman po yata nagbago pa yung policy ng JBC regarding clustering Kailangan baguhin po yung sistema. Pero right now, abala pa yung Korte Suprema dahil dito nga sa issue ni Chief Justice Sereno. Tignan natin, the rule might be changed. Let's see first, kasi yung kay Justice Sereno, ang pinaka-pressing issue ngayon. So, sabi ni Nemia, mas makasalanan sila. Oh, but it's not a contest. Mas maganda yung may nagmimiron. Kasi pag na-appoint ako, it will be difficult to do Facebook Live na ganito, no? So, maraming salamat dun sa mga hindi pa po nag-share. We would really appreciate it if you share it. Yung hindi pa po nag-follow, please click like and follow dun sa Luminous by Trixie, Cruz-Angeles and Ahmed Paglinawan. Sa Facebook po. Yung mga nanonood dito sa YouTube, may channel din sa YouTube. It's Trixie Cruz-Angeles. You can just search it. And, I'll see you again soon. You guys have a good day. And, pag-usapan natin, yung monitor nyo po, yung mga nangyayari. Like, what is Justice Sereno saying? I-monitor din natin yung opinions na lalabas. Like, yung mga opinions ng mga employees, ng mga court employees. Kami, nakakarinig kami sa kanila, although hindi ako nagpupunta sa court lately, naririnig pa rin namin yung mga pinagsasabi nila, and it's not something that we can ignore. lahat ito po, we will have to take into consideration. So, wrap up lang po natin. Number one, we have to be open to criticism of any form. Which is why, particularly if you're a public official, because criticism is what will allow you to change for the better. Not all criticism is valid, so we also have to understand that we have to accept criticism is going to be a permanent part of your life if you're in government or you're in the public eye. Once you become famous, may critic ka na. Sigurado na yon. Accept that fact and accept which ones you're going to pay attention to. But if you're a public employee, also understand that you are serving the public. And part of the participation in the public in government is to criticize. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's best to deal with criticism on both sides, both as a critic and as a recipient of that criticism, to deal with it with as little emotion as possible. Merong ibang tao dyan, katulad ni RJ, na tuwang-tuwa minsan because they can get very creative with their criticism. Again, if you're a public official, it is something that you're going to have to live with. Ganyan talaga. There's always going to be somebody who doesn't like you, and the earlier you accept that, the better. Does that mean that every public official should take every single criticism seriously? Of course not. The ones that are important have to be dealt with. Second, the call for the resignation of Chief Justice Sereno by the Philippine Judges Association is very, very, very important, because these are the people that Chief Justice leads, and these are the people who must respond to orders from the Chief Justice. They are under her administration, and their opinion counts, because they understand from their level, from where they're sitting, exactly what is wrong with the Chief Justice. They also understand that an issue of integrity against a person who must manage integrity issues of the court, and who is the head of a branch of government that relies primarily on trust, cannot afford to lose that trust. So we hope that the Chief Justice takes this into consideration. Please take note that whenever I issue statements like this, it doesn't mean that I'm saying I am better. I'm just saying that from my vantage point, this is what I see. And my vantage point comes with it a study of the law, a practice of law that has spanned several years, and educational background in linguistics, archaeology, and other things, and experience in government. So I'm not saying that I'm better, but I'm saying that I am in a position to make certain statements based on studies, observation, reason, logic, and the law. Thank you very much for following. You guys have a good day.